Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? And okay, Guardian, what's up? Loki, I'm sorry your Thursday's been too exciting. You're a Raptor. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing right. I am continuing on painting this this Land Raider. Let's see if we can't basically finish the thing today. Way by car early this morning. Neighbors have blocked my car. That's really annoying. I would have been knocking on their door. Hey, see, what's up? Hey man, I am we can find a time this weekend to meet. I just have to put some grass on the bases on your orcs. But they're done. So ring the doorbell. Yeah, you should. They're blocking your car. Alright. Let's jump over. You guys are gonna notice something a little different. Lighting is a little different. Things are a little different. Let's see, how is that, guys? Does it look alright? Hey, Raja. I'm still working out some things about this camera, but this is the new camera. That's up. I don't know if you guys get the nice 60 frames a second going on here, but yeah. Yeah, I messed a lot with the lighting and like the like contrast and everything on the camera as well. So I'm hoping to continue on with it. I actually have new lights coming in. Yeah, the colors are a bit desaturated. Yeah, you're right about that. Hey, little pink pot. What's going on, man? I think these colors are a little more natural. A little more based in reality. It's not as blown out. So like my old camera, I couldn't adjust the need some pricing for 40 black orcs. Alright, I'll get you something soon. But yeah, this camera has a lot more settings and a lot more things I can adjust, so definitely different, yeah. It was really about messing with the like my aperture and stuff and the shutter speed on my camera. So I'm learning a lot about this camera and the settings, so it's good, right? Storage tenant decided to threaten another tenant. Oh, fun. It's another day at the storage facility. Okay, a little dry brush on there. Pretty nice. We're gonna do a bit of dry brushing around the treads and everything, and then we're gonna go through and get some highlights on stuff. Be different from what they've been. Yeah. Yeah, you all know my secret. My colors aren't as bright as they look on camera. If something is sitting out of focus or something doesn't look right, please let me know. Like I said, I spent yesterday evening kind of going through this camera and making sure it's working properly. But yeah, I could always use, you know, pointers and feedback. So going to avoid the very bottom treads. They're just going to stay as they are. I do want to use some pure silver to go over this because I'm highlighting it with dry brushing with my normal mix of 2 parts silver and 1 part dark silver from Purple Krill. It's kind of my normal, my basic silver look that I have. One nice thing about this camera is I can get really close up.
First of all, let me take
some
just
like
a moment
really
to thank
like
you
high
for allowing me
definition
back into your
on
home.
it. Rusted Bartender, welcome. Did I hear best army? If you're talking Thousand Suns, then you absolutely did. Yeah, what's going on, Rusted Bartender? How you doing? Hey, Phaedros. So I assume you play Thousand Suns? Is that in Heresy or 40k or both? Thousand Suns, break the drawing for building and magnetizing a Baneblade. Ah, that's fair. That's fair. 40k. Okay, nice. This is for my I play him in Horus Heresy. This is my Legion. Hence the Land Raider Proteus that's magnetized. Yeah, I got about 6,000 or 7,000 points of Thousand Suns for Heresy. Which models tend to be cheaper in Horus Heresy, I think, overall than they do in 40k, so it's a lot of minis. Wanted to smash that Baneblade more than once? Really? I have actually never assembled or painted a Baneblade. I'm curious what it is about the mini that's so crazy. Are you just trying to do extra things with it, or is it just the mini in general is a pain? Yeah, a dry brush. Exhausts here. Okay, now let's go through and let's do some basic highlights in some of these other silver parts, and then we'll get our bright silver, do a little bit more of a highlight there, and then we'll start on our next color, possibly gold or white. Yeah, the red highlights are going to take super long, but we could very well finish this mini today. And guys, if things are out of focus, things aren't looking right, please let me know. I am using a new camera for the first time, a Lumix GX85 Panasonic. I like the camera so far. There's a lot of options. You know, I'm liking the lens I have, and you know, it's a 4K camera and everything. So I'm not an expert.
It's clean.
On cameras.
It's cold. Now that's what I call high quality H2O.
I'm gonna take a drink here in just a second. So thank you for that. But yeah, I'm learning as I go. There's a lot of reading guides and just going through settings and looking at the settings as I'm looking through the camera as I'm like adjusting settings, just a bunch of stuff like that. Okay, that's all the silver on him. Outside wheels for the tracks are only connected to one side of the Mini. You're slightly wrong the slant as well. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. All right. Good water there. Some high quality H2O. Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and second game is as of yet unknown army. Oh, cool. What army you playing? I feel like Space Marine should wipe the floor with any kind of fantasy army, but you know, that's just my my possibly biased opinion. You know, I want to say I painted the my Spartan assault tank in one stream. I think I did a 6-hour stream. I painted that whole thing. I could be wrong about that. It is for me not to start a Warriors game. Oh man, I feel the same, ECE. Just the Warriors duel rule from the like Wolves of the Sea or whatever list makes me want to start a Chaos army. But Chaos and Warhammer Fantasy are so cool. Yeah, I'm also tempted, but it's okay. I can resist this temptation of Chaos, because I have so many other things to paint. I have 3 to choose from. Stormcast Schoolboy Skaven. Okay, alright. I liked it. $1,800. Holy cow. That's a lot. Well, I understand the debate. $1,800 for an army is tough to swallow. Is it just because, like, are you like looking at a lot of the Forge World minis, or it's just because Chaos is kind of like the Custodes type army in Warhammer Fantasy, where you can make a really small elite army that's really cheap. Seeing $1,800 is surprising. I mean, unless you're like wanting like Forge World stuff, like a lot of big monsters or like a big horde or something. Hey, and for those to whom it may concern, I put a new post on Patreon for people to see, talking about an upcoming project. If you guys want to know more about that, for Patreon members, so they are getting a sneak peek. I won't keep secrets. But I also posted it in Discord. There's a Patreon members only chat there, channel. So it's there if you want to discuss. I've had some people ask questions already, so but yeah, some good cool things coming. look a little focused, doesn't it? I do Patreon for one creator because I hate Patreon. They only support since they're retroactively banned off YouTube. Oh no. Yeah. Patreon is, whether you love it or hate it, it is, aside from just like donating to someone's PayPal, it is the most efficient way to get, to support somebody. So there's a reason a lot of creators, push Patreon. It's because that's the number one way. Like, if you sub on Twitch, which the prices just went up, which is crazy, but I get up to half of that money. And a lot of places it's different, and Twitch doesn't really like to explain why it's different in some places, but some subs I only get like 25% of the money for it. Some it'll be, like fully half, but at most, sub costs what, $6, or is it going up to like $7 or something now? It's going up again in price. It's pretty crazy. But I'll get half of that at most. And Patreon only takes 10%. So whatever's given via Patreon, I see 90% of that money. So playing politics. Okay, I have no idea. I just know it is the most efficient way to support creators is with Patreon, because they don't charge you an arm and a leg. So this piece should be silver, right? Yeah, it should. All right, cool. I think that's it for that silver color. But yeah, there is a nice little announcement there. Okay, and let's do some pure silver. Start with just a light dry brush. Now I'm bought Turbo because I'm over ads, and I have too many people to sub to on a monthly basis to bypass ads. Hey, that's fair. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube, and so I have YouTube Premium, which I know people like gasp about that, but I just consider it like another streaming service. But I watch more YouTube than any other streaming service, so for me, it's worth it. Right? And it's about, what's valuable to you. Yeah, I've had YouTube Premium since it was called YouTube Red. They had a good 6 months. It was called YouTube Red. Okay, cool. First dry brush, brighter silver. Nice glare on there, right? But getting these extra colors. 90 seconds before a skip is available. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah. Yeah, that really sucks. What? Dry brush to do. You have some new lighting coming in that should be delivered today. So this weekend, I'm going to mess around with a lot of different stuff and really try to get my settings down in a perfect. That's the goal. It's my exciting thing today. Alright, so some bright silver highlights. Some of this stuff won't matter so much because the tank's going to be weathered down a little bit. We'll make sure there's a little bit of something. Cool. There isn't a lot of silver on there. There's none on there, none on there. Okay. Weapons. If we get this tank done in good time, we have some time. I'm just gonna finish the orcs. I'll look out the basing material. Just a little bit of like grass. I'm not sure if I'll use tufts or if I just want to put on some straight up static grass, but I have a couple minis things I'm finishing today. Stuff I'm trying to get out tomorrow. Kentucky bluegrass, is that their request? That's great. Are you from Kentucky? I don't know if I have anything. I don't even know, like, couldn't even tell you like how to make like Kentucky bluegrass in the thing. You lived there for a decade. Oh, okay. Born here. Okay. Alright. Cool. Highlight on that gun. Yeah, once all those orcs get some varnish on, they're gonna look really good. Really happy with how they're going, though. Yeah, I kind of adore your orc army. I wouldn't care to collect orcs in 40k as much, but Warhammer Fantasy Orc Army, yes please. Super cool. See, they had a Lady Custodes in the Tide, which is fine. Old, stoic, and dignified. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, because she's a Custodes, right? I have been, once again, seeing some of the drama related to people that apparently can't stand change or whatever. The company that writes an IP changing their own IP, and that's too much for some people. And, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Hey, Claudite. This mini is not a commission. This is my own. It's for my Horus Heresy Thousand Suns Legion. So I'm just painting this Land Raider. I have a little, like, tournament kind of event thing coming up in a couple weeks. And whenever I have some kind of tournament or event for a minigame I play, I always try to paint some new minis that I, have in the backlog or that I can get easily accessible, and I try to get them painted and ready to put on the table to wear the same armor, which is cool. Yeah. That is really cool, though. Yeah, so they can, it's GW. GW changes their lore all the time. Like, that's part of it, but they definitely made it so it's like, it doesn't matter, like... They kind of did that with Stormcast too, right? I think Stormcast have always had like women in the Stormcast Eternals, but they wear like the same armor for the most part, right? I think there's a couple characters that have some different stuff, but for the most part, it's all the same. Dumb. Space Marines are written into a corner. Yeah. Custodes had the wiggle room. Not to say GW couldn't make female Space Marines at some point, because, they control all of the lore. All of it is theirs. So they can make those choices, but... yeah, I can imagine the freak out. Initially, Stormcast were all male. Okay. I feel like they changed it pretty quick. The time Age of Sigmar came out was really about that time that GW was kind of adding more women into their games. All right, we are painting white. So we are actually starting on our bright neutral gray. I try to do thin coats, mainly because this red has been bleeding through. So trying to reduce that issue. Hoping quick painting with thin coats. That's it. Silly that I have to have this problem. Stormcast character in Underworlds. Okay, that was the first time they had. Were people freaking out about that? I don't remember anybody freaking out about that. Probably because newer game and everything, yeah. There wasn't the established lore, but doesn't matter. Did we reveal who let the dogs out yet? No. Yeah, yeah. Some of these communities show their worst side. You know, it's like that legendary user we had a couple weeks ago. Kept saying GW and women are bad. So these people exist somehow. Sell them all my miniatures. You're gonna sell your miniatures if it's the Baja Men? Why would you sell your miniatures? Not want the Baja Men in charge? Is the stream zoomed in? Yeah, is it? Wait, you're asking if it's zoomed, like the camera zoomed in? The camera is zoomed in a bit. I have a new camera. Yeah, Claudia. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was weird. You missed a weird time. We had a good half hour of this person in my stream, and they were eventually banned, but it's like a Wes Anderson movie. Nice. Target editor as theory went, since they had this animation line up well in advance. Yeah, Phaedros, you're right. Yeah, because that animation didn't happen in like a nutshell, right? Recording on a camera from oh dang, okay, so you don't like it. I was messing with the lighting. The focus is a little strange and I need to work on it, but I got a new camera, a new lens. Like I said, I am open to feedback, and I just got like everything in yesterday, so I spent like last night trying to adjust it and work on things. With the zoom and all that. It's probably one of the reasons it looks like, I don't know, like a weird recording, is because I am actually recording at 60 frames a second, which I can change. I know that changes kind of perspective. Not that I don't like it. Just maybe say what happened. Yeah. Well, mail them to the viewer. Okay, Weed Streams. I was trying to get the lighting to look a little more natural and not blown out. So with my old camera, it had limits on the settings, and it might have just been my own ignorance, honestly. Like, maybe I just never figured out how to use my old camera properly, but the lighting was always super blown out. So I couldn't get like a good image, in my opinion, like quite where I wanted. So this camera has a lot more settings, and the lens is a lot better. Like, everything on this camera is an upgrade compared to my last one. But it's just figuring out. I don't know stuff about cameras either, so like everything I do with a camera, I either learn by experimenting with it myself and seeing what changes what, or by like or I have to look up YouTube guides for the specific model of camera. You guys get to be my guinea pigs. The white looks a little patchy right now. We're gonna build up. It'll look better. First thought, make something look chaosified other than sludge and rust. Spikes. Spikes and tentacles. Also, what's going on, Choach? Doesn't Heresy for Heretics, he makes all of his characters female, right? Like he'll do special characters and he'll do his 40k in 40 seconds. And he gives them all, like, he makes them helmetless and gives them all female heads. It's kind of funny he did that with Custodes. I think he did it with, like, Trajan Valoris or whoever the guy is. Yeah, Custodes heads, or Stormcast heads would work really well for Custodes. Let me see if I can't adjust some stuff on the camera here in a few minutes. Finish this door and then we'll try to mess with some settings. How about that, guys? Let's see if I remember the proper buttons to push. Reaching Cavill and one female bear head. Then all helms, yeah. You gotta have the 3. Okay, let's fill in. This morning about your channel. Ask for ideas for shorts. It'd be funny if you compiled all the times you mess up paint. Really nail a paint application and call it painting ASMR. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Just a compilation of all the times I make mistakes. Just a series of 30 shorts. Just me making mistakes, dropping things. Alright. Kimini with Custodes Cavalhead. Oh, cool. Alright. It's a relaxing experience, that's fair. Watching that paint go exactly where it needs to be. Yeah. Yeah, just like outlining things. That's what I could do. Okay, let's try to figure this out. Let's see if we can't mess with some settings here. First of all, I need to... This. I start seeing settings, let me know. If I can change. It's really the... Shutter speed. Lighter, how about that? It's looking blown out. Alright. That's gotta stay down. So with the white balance. Get to some settings here. You guys see that? No. Okay, cool. I get that saturation up. That look better? Do my hands look red? Oh, it's not really messing with anything. Let's see. I can't tell if it's adjusting things or not here. That's making things more gray. Like super red. Probably a little better. Honestly, like that's just too red. Is the yeah? I'm adjusting settings on the camera. That's what I'm doing. Messing with the zoom and focus. Sorry about that. I don't have a way on my desktop to mess with the settings unless I'm like in OBS and I can see it. But we'll let that go for now and we'll continue on with these sponsons. Sponsons take forever to paint. At least for my paint scheme. Supplies did some painting yesterday. Oh, nice. What were you painting? Did you try, did you mess around with Empire at War at all? Where'd you get those mods? Another thing I'm interested in. Also, Raja, you might be interested in this more than other people in the stream right now. But I heard sometime in October, Star Wars Armada is getting some kind of update. AMG is putting out something for Star Wars Armada, but nobody knows what. Yeah, we don't know if it's like, you know, they're sending like cease and desist orders for everybody. That's their update. Like, if you play this game, you're getting a cease and desist order, or if they're trying to like put out like a final FAQ or something, or they're saying they're gonna start making models again, or I don't know, another tournament pack. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, post some pictures up and let me know.
Look at me!
All right. In your in whips. Wait a second. Who are? Oh, these are like are they like Thunder Warriors? Is that what these are? They're like Space Wolf pieces. The helmet made me think of like old school, like before the Space Marines were the Thunder Warriors. They look really good though. I like the jade and like off-white is a really good color scheme. Space Wolf bits from Grey Tide Studios. Okay, okay. So it's mostly like jade, and then you have like the white. I think, personally, what I think is you pick one of the arms from like elbow and below, so like elbow, wrist, and hand, and you paint that with the white as well. Whether it's the opposite hand from the leg or the same one, I think it would like balance, do a little like top to bottom balance on the mini. Or you can make them, you know, like everyone in the kill team a little different. I don't know how I feel about the yellow personally. The yellow on like the gun casing. The mini looks really good though. Like, you did a great job on everything you painted. I think the bronze with the jade and white is really good. The yellow is the one thing that's like throwing me. Maybe white bolter casing. Maybe that's what needs to happen. I think with Space Marine color schemes, there's always a bit of like less is more with the amount of different colors you use. There are a couple chapters that can pull off like wacky colored like bolt gun casings and stuff, but That's overall difficult. Hey, Alice Strom, 220 more Deathcore infantry. Aren't you excited to paint those just in time, to have them done just in time for GW to release a bunch of new plastic ones? Or is that exciting because you'll buy more? That's a lot of Deathcore infantry, man. Respect. That's awesome. Hold on, Gosu. Loosely based on the Sea Kings. Okay. Space Wolf successor chapter. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yes, this is new camera. We're still working through some things, so if you have feedback, please let me know. I have a lot to figure out. I got the, you know, my lens in yesterday, so I was messing around with things yesterday and last night, and I got some, like, I felt like I got really good, like appropriate, like, color saturation and lighting. Like, the lighting isn't blown out, so I got the aperture settings right, and like, the shutter speed is good. I'm filming at 60 frames per second in full HD. I'm not filming in 4K, but I can. But the 4K is only 30 frames, and the 60 frames is actually really nice. Don't remind me. Finished Death Riders last week. Sweet, dude. You gonna post some pictures? You gonna share with us your minis? Cause I love Deathcore of Krieg. Video looks grainy. It does look a little grainy, doesn't it? And I can't. That's something I can't figure out. I'm not sure if it's like Yeah, I need to find out what's causing that, because it might be something with like shutter speed or my ISO settings or something like that. Yeah, because this should be looking crystal clear. That's the Wes Anderson feel, yeah. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can adjust it. So hold on. I might have an answer here. So sorry for the shaky camera. Do anything? That didn't do it. Okay. Too bright. My bad. All right. So that's a little too blown out. This way. It's a little blown out as well. This is the grain. There we go. Is that a little less grainy there? still there though, isn't it? Drop the ISO. Okay. Is most in darks. Your background is going to be a challenge. Okay, so a different background would reduce the graininess. That's good to know. That's really choppy because the like your camera has weird autofocus features. Yeah, so I have autofocus stuff off. Ah. Doesn't want to. Focus isn't as good. So my aperture is at 2.8 value, which is as low as it goes. If I keep dropping the shutter speed, you guys start getting see if like weirdly like won't focus. So okay, let's see something. Yeah, at least the camera's working. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and see, I can adjust things. And you know, like my lighting might be part of this too. Freeze motion. Metallics are fantastic. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Wait, hold on. Shutter speed at 1/125. That's where we're at there. Actually, not bad. Well, dang, that actually looks really good. It's a little dark. Does that look good to you guys? Just add light. Yeah, and I have a new light coming in today. So, still a little grainy, isn't it? It looks grainy, you can tell on these silvers, right? Yeah, I have a new light coming in. I got like an overhead panel light, and I'm gonna kind of make a setup that should help me get a lot more focused and controllable light. Just put that light on there directly. Yeah. Oh my science, this is actually nuts blood. Only in Ohio. What's up, Jimmy on Dare 2? What's going on? Only in Ohio. What are you talking about Ohio for? Yeah, they definitely do. And I don't have like knowledge on how to do this stuff either. Like this is a big difference from what I usually do. So that still looks kind of grainy. We might kind of suffer through a little bit, and I'll spend the weekend trying to get settings worked out. Yeah, especially with new lighting, and I have like it's gonna be a bit of a project at the workspace to get the new lighting set up and everything, but I'm excited. What's going on, Jimmy? How are you doing? Joining us on YouTube. Man, I wish I would have paid attention in photography class. The year and a half of photography class I took in high school. You're back. Okay. Lower aperture, higher shutter speed, and I just need to work on lighting. I'm on the side, printing out Heroes Infinite, Starbreaker Colossus, about the size of a Revenant Titan. Dang. Sounds like a big project. I am terrified to print something that big. Okay. First highlight on that sponson. Get to this other one. Would it be better if I went the green side of the self-healing mat? I was thinking about eventually getting a new mat anyway. This one is pretty messed up, pretty worn down over the years. Resin that needs to be printed before it goes bad. AK resin, Sunlu toughness. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Dang, nice. was printing a bunch about 2 weeks ago. Ran maybe 7 or 8 prints. And I think I had one piece fail out of every one of those prints, which is pretty solid. Harlequin's Revenant? Oh, that'd be cool. I'm a fan of just about anything Harlequin, so I say go for it. Alright, so here's my question, if anyone knows anything about cameras. Should I have brighter lighting and then adjust my settings down, or should I be dealing with a lower light? I assume brighter lighting, right? That would be... Then I adjust my ISO and my shutter speed up and my ISO down and the aperture down and all that stuff that hopefully bring about a clearer picture. Camera compensate for deficit of light is going to blow the picture. Okay, okay. That makes sense. And yeah, I'm really glad I have light coming in. So my evening, I'm going to be taking some of my evening, but Sunday, stream on Sunday will hopefully have some nice adjustments. I also have a new capture card coming in, so I have some you know, hopefully new technology that maybe helps my filming a little bit. What's up, Zen? If I had printed and painted on was made with 8K before toughness came out, met the floor abruptly. Oh, that's rough. I printed a mini for a buddy of mine. It was a high elf dragon, and it only took about 3 prints. It wasn't bad. It was maybe like $3 worth of resin. It was all said and done. He got this mini, cleaned it up. He, you know, did everything he could. He took it out to his garage to spray paint it, to prime it. Dropped it, and it shattered into like 1,000 pieces. Refresh rate is smooth. Yeah, it's a little grainy. Yeah, people were just helping me. We did a lot of adjustments on it today on the camera, and so I'm learning stuff. But yeah, I need more lighting, and I have light coming in today. It'll be delivered today. Yeah, the refresh rate's really nice.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey, Max Masters, welcome. How are you doing? Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. See if we can't get the highlights done on this mini today. After this, I have gold, I have some black, some light bronze, and then I have the big edge highlight on all the red through this mini. But before I weather, I want to put transfers on. So if everything works out how I want it to, the last thing I do today on stream will be putting transfers on this mini. Got a couple more coats of this white go. Some of it got glued back together. Their parts get shattered. Well, yeah. That's good. That toughness, that's good. I've heard that toughness resin's really nice. Really tough, as it were. Really mess up that vent on the casing there. Try to make it. It's okay. It's okay, Blood. No problem. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Trying out a new camera today. Alright, that's good. So I watched, I've been trying to like avoid spoilers and stuff for Space Marine. I did watch a quick review on the game, and they had a lot of good things to say. They basically said like they wish more games were like this, as far as like just straight up like fun game. They said it's a little repetitive in the campaign, but it's not a super long campaign. They said it's paced well. You know, that's nice. The I guess the one-off missions, the PvE like co-op one-off missions, coincide with the campaign. Like they're happening at the same time. And they're they reference the campaign and those one-off missions, and they also they reference those missions during the campaign. Yeah, the official release is this coming Monday, so you had to pay extra for like early access, and I'm not doing that. But I will be streaming the game. Like off hours. I won't be streaming it during like my paint time, basically. But all right, so we got that gray color down. What we're gonna mix some bold titanium white. We're gonna do this about 50-50. I had this guy too. I've been working on his basing, but this is the move them up closer. Super grainy. Yeah, sorry. It's difficult to see the details right now. I apologize. Hopefully, yeah, next time I have this camera on, it'll be a little easier. Away stuff for a bit, and then came back with fresh mindset. That's awesome. Yeah. That's the way to go. It's like Elden Ring. I'll be patient until I can squeeze it in. Yeah, that's the way to do it. start with this front piece here. Yeah, white can definitely be a pain to paint. I use Pro Acrylic paints almost exclusively, but I kind of found a technique that helps me get it nice and smooth, and lets it, I guess, apply really well. It's basically I start with bright neutral gray. If I'm going for like a pure like bright white, start with bright neutral gray. I wash it and then I go back over with bright neutral gray, and then I start mixing white into it. And you start seeing like that looks like pure white, but that's only half white, half bright neutral gray. So so eventually I'll do like an edge highlight of just pure white. And it helps get the brightness out. I learned in my Star Wars Legion days that you don't have to paint with pure white for minis to look pure white. I have a whole army of clone troopers, and not one of them has pure white paint on them. That's the key to painting white. You don't paint white. Even with my poor camera quality at the moment, looks pretty good. But if you go for the multiple thin coats, make sure they're really thin. You'll start getting a nice even coat of paint. Also, what we can do, I go against the grain our first time. New Star Wars game, it came out. Black Ops 6 came. I don't know when Black Ops 6 came out. Did it just come out, the Star Wars game? There's one they called like Star Wars Outlaws or something that just came out. I haven't played a newer Star Wars game in a while. Okay, I think that was Star Wars Outlaws, I think was that game. And no, I have no idea. I haven't played it. Is that the one that's like an RPG kind of thing? Play RPGs often, so I think that game probably just went a little under my radar. Nice, big, bright white doors. Okay, I just knew it came out. Okay, okay. There was one that was like a multiplayer arena game. It seemed like it was about 5 or 6 years too late for the type of game they were trying to make it. I don't remember if that ever came out or if it was canceled or something, but into his Dead Space. Something not played again. I've done that with a lot of games. I think I own one of the Dead Space games. I think I got like a Humble Bundle or something back when Humble Bundle was good. Achy good. Like it was just it was bad. It was so good it was bad. Yeah. I have over 200 games in my Steam library, and I'm pretty sure 150 of those are just Humble Bundles. It's like, man, this one game looks good. Yeah, I'll put $5 toward charity for it. Like, that was it. And I saw they had a bundle, and they actually had, like, they had some good games on the bundle recently. And the minimum price for it was like $35 or $40. And I was like, this is not Humble Bundle. They have abused that name. Gone too far. Game per month. Yeah, so they still have like their monthly thing, which I did their Humble Bundle monthly for like a year. But that was also, again, it was before IGN bought them or whatever. When like they were solid. They gave solid games. And you just got the code for the games. You could give the code to people or whatever. Like, just fantastic. Yeah, I think they still do that. I've never seen anything that's made me, you know, look at that and be like, man, I should get in on that during COVID. And not to do with all the codes, yeah. I ended up, like, I gave codes to people for games. Like, there'd be games that I already had that I really enjoyed, and I would just gift them to people. Okay, we need to get this top turret piece. Yeah. $3 from the CD keys and bought it for 17. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some websites out there where you can get super cheap keys. Bolter casings here. It's Land Raider's the budget Land Raider. Can't afford to take the good one. By budget, I mean it's only as good as the 40K variant. Value from monthly. Okay, that's good to know. I don't play games often enough to get value out of it. Like this month, I think I've played more games than I've played in the previous like 3 months combined. But, or I guess August. But I was playing some fun indie games and kind of got back into Total War. So there was definitely stuff to do. Download cap last few years. Whoa, that's sketchy. I can't believe a download cap on an ISP. That to me should just be straight up illegal. Almost time, 30 minutes, Private Chaos. What's going on in 30 minutes? Means it's noon. It's noon here. What's going on in the wider world in 30 minutes? Oh, Space Marine 2. Oh, okay. I thought it was yesterday when it came out. Us 2 on PC. I've heard that game was good. Never played it, but I had a coworker, place I worked, that was like the one game he played. Played through that game so much. This was also back in like 2014, and I think the game was a lot newer then. Looking on Shapes 2 at the moment. Okay. Never played Shapes 2. My weird indie games of choice are Balatro and Soval. Those 2 games have been really good or really bad for me, however you want to put that. But I play number 2. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Going for a cleaner and cleaner white here. Go through these sponsons, and we might just do a pure white after this. That'll be it for the white hide. All these weapons, man, I hate painting weapon sponsons. Just because of my choice of weapons having the white casing. But they look good, but also that's just kind of like, these weapons have a lot of detail on their casing anyway, so they're gonna take a lot of time regardless. I thought General Access was the 9th. I don't know how their release is going. Like, you paid extra for the pre-release, right? Which was Wednesday, which was yesterday. But I guess today's the 5th, and they said 4 days early. I don't know. I have no idea. Regardless, enjoy your game in half an hour, Private Chaos. I'll be joining you next week, playing some games. I plan on streaming during my off hours, like off streaming hours. So not my regular paint streams. I still have commissions to paint. But I will definitely, throughout the week, I'm going to be streaming with other people. Doing some multiplayer and some co-op. Heads up, if you've not bought it yet and you play PC, $30 in CD keys, man. You getting paid for CD keys? Paying you every time they sell a game? That's cool though. I saw there's some like Warhammer like content creators that have discount codes or a Games Planet, I believe. I think I've purchased some stuff on Games Planet before. Okay. One more thing. Little notches. This Sponson. I'm gonna jump into Space Marine on Monday, and I'm gonna just be outclassed by everybody. Everybody's been playing the pre-release the past week. Sorry, I don't know how much like PvP I'm gonna play. I'm excited to play through the campaign and you know, do the PvE stuff. Warhammer games are, you know, I don't know if I agree with that, Blood. Like, there are a ton of great Warhammer games. There are a lot of bad ones, but when you have stuff like Dawn of War, Warhammer Total War, you got Vermintide. There's just a couple that I really enjoy. Like the first Space Marine was really good. Yeah, there are a bunch that aren't great. There are some really good old ones too, like Shadow of the Horned Rat was a really good one. That was an old game from like year 2000 or 2001. Game was fantastic. I really like Gladius, and what else? Battlefleet Gothic Armada is really good as well. There's a lot of great games out there. Again, there are a lot of bad ones too, but I don't know. Even like, I feel like at its best, to me personally, I don't see Space Marine being the best Warhammer game. And that's just like personal preference. But I don't think it's gonna hold best Warhammer game to me. I know, like, people really like their shooters, so it's good that people are hyped. Hopefully the game is a huge success, and hopefully they get a lot of good stuff in the game. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, I'm a huge like RTS and like strategy game junkie, and I've been a big Total War fan my whole life. So like Warhammer Total War to me is like the epitome of a game. But like that's my preference, and a lot of people don't care for it. They don't care for the Warhammer fantasy setting or the style of gameplay or anything like that. So it's fine. I have not played the Blood Bowl games. I have heard, let's see, there are 3 of them now, right? I've heard the first 2 are really good. I watched some of the third one when it came out, and it seemed like it was super buggy. Didn't have a lot to offer, but it was just kind of like an updated version of the second game. that didn't really add much from what I saw. I had never played them. What about you? What's your opinion on the Blood Bowl games? Yeah, to me it's hard to get more like 40K-esque than the first Dawn of War. Add in the expansions if you want, but like Dawn of War is about as close to 40K as I can imagine for a game. Alright. So that step is finished. Number 3 to be the better one. Are you talking about with Blood Bowl? The third one to be the better? Which is totally cool. Like I said, I watched it. There's a YouTuber I really like. And I watched him live stream it when it first came out. And he played it. He was really enjoying it, but he was like, yeah, it's kind of like, it's not as good as the previous ones because it was buggy and it had a lot, like it didn't have as much to it. All right. I'm going a little extra on the white here. Team also on my list. Ain't to get a league start. Oh, cool. What team you looking at? I've never played Blood Bowl, but the gnome team looked really cool, and I like the vampire team. They look like kind of silly, but they look like fun. A fun thing. They're all like different vampire movie tropes. New Skaven team. Oh, cool. All right. The tabletop Blood Bowl. I don't know where to start. Imagine you just buy a team, find people to play. You're in the UK, right, CB? So you're probably. I'm sure there are people that play. I think the game's a lot more popular in the UK than the US. I don't want to highlight the red after I do the white. It's a big step. That sounds more fun. So I want to smooth that out a little bit. we're gonna eventually. Sadly, just because the game is in the third in the series doesn't only mean it's better. Well, yeah, Dawn of War Warhammer 3 doesn't exist, or Dawn of War 3 doesn't exist. Like, I don't know what the rumors are about that game. That game was a train wreck you could see from a mile away. The first time I saw gameplay footage for that game, I was like, oh no. Like, this is bad. This is gonna be so bad. Let's work our way. These highlights, and again, I'm gonna go on this door and the other, like the big side doors in particular. I didn't have to paint these white, but I decided to on some weird whim. But we're gonna go through. I'm gonna try to smooth out the paint a bit. Next stream. Yeah, have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. Great talking with you. what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some... ourselves a slightly lighter shade of gray from before. Grab my brush on the floor. Try to smooth out the white on these door handles, doors here. Okay, let's see if that's a little better. It's a little better. Let's continue on with our pure white highlight. So weird your camera's doing now. Looked fine last night. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly why it's like that. Well, okay. I have ideas why it looks like that, but it's nothing I can fix now. Yeah, it was looking like perfect last night, wasn't it? Still a little rainy. Okay. I'm not too concerned. I wasn't expecting to have it up and running today anyway. So it kind of stinks it's not, like, it doesn't look quite as good as it did. I was messing with it last night, but we'll figure it out. I haven't watched a lot of gameplay. Like I said, I watched like a non-spoiler review that just kind of popped up in my feed. And I've watched a little great gameplay the past couple weeks. Like this one guy, I was just playing the same mission with like different classes to show you. All the different classes, and he was kind of talking about him and stuff. Hey, Lord of Trek, what's up? Just painting more after several hours of study and put in third podcast. Oh, cool. You enjoy, man. Sounds good. Yeah, and share some pictures. Yeah, you gonna be playing Lord of Trek today? Nice. I saw a little bit of gameplay of a guy fighting some Rubric Marines, and the Rubric Marines looked amazing. They had like a metallic sheen to their armor. One big downside though is like there's like the execute move, and the execute move on the Rubrics was all the same. There was only one execute move. It's like you literally just pull their head off. It looked amazing, but just disappointing there was only one. I hope they expand on that stuff. I don't know. That seems like something they just kind of like... people just forget about it. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I hope the game is really successful. Hope it makes a bunch of money, and they use that money to put out a bunch of other games. Or DLC or whatever. Like good stuff. Yep. Yeah, Zen. We were talking about that earlier, how there was a mod that quit, and yeah, people are going like full incel on it, on the sub and everything, so... the game will sell really well. Yeah, everything's pointing toward it selling well. Yeah, that's crazy. Internet communities suck. Just as like a general rule. Brings out the absolute worst in people. Yeah, I think they're really like confident with their game, right? It's good. So I like it. I like it when Warhammer games are really good, because I like the settings and the games, and you know. I want that stuff to work out well. Combo Gears of War and Doom. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So the first one was, though, and the first one never got nearly as good a reception. Well, like, I played that first one a ton when it came out. It was a blast. It was a fantastic game. Yeah. And Lord of Trek, that's one of the things in the review I watched. And it was a guy who's like, I'm not familiar with Warhammer, so, like, I'm just playing this game. I don't understand a whole lot what's going on, but he's like, these are the kind of games that need to be made. Or like these kind of simple, like, action. Like, the campaign is short, but it's like, you felt like it was appropriately length because... there's some like repetition in it, but it wasn't like terrible because you're not doing it over and over for like hours and hours on end. It's like a 10-hour campaign. So it's something that's like doable, and then it's just like tons of action, a little bit of story, cool like surprises, but that's about it. Because it haven't been made in a while. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Warhammer's definitely grown. Games Workshop has grown a lot past few years. Trader vehicle. Datalorian, I'm sorry, but it's what we got. I want to run my Thousand Sons as Loyalists sometime. There is a Warlord trait you can take, but it's only for Loyalists. And it's cool. It's basically like your general, your Warlord, can't use psychic powers at all. Can't use a force weapon. Can't use any psychic abilities, because they're like completely non-psyker, which is really rare. But they, work their way up in the ranks somehow because they're that awesome. But whenever someone, friend or foe, uses a psychic power near that warlord, that warlord basically gets an extra attack in combat, and it caps out at 4 extra attacks. So, and in Horus Heresy, your characters aren't getting tons of attacks, so you're basically doubling the number of attacks the character gets. So, it's really cool. Word of mouth and great advertising helps a lot. Yeah. And the fact that, they delayed the game for a really long time, right? And while I'm sure that hurt them short term, long term it put a lot of goodwill, and I even more so because they're making sure they have a much more polished game coming out, hopefully. I haven't heard of bugs being an issue. Looks good, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're working on some highlights. We're getting the finishing up the highlights on the white. Then we're gonna move on to the red. And the red, it's a really simple one color highlight. It just takes a while, and you stick around for a few minutes, you'll see why. Because we got to make this red look more metallic. Got a little technique for that. Justice and Rain, yeah. Like Cyberpunk. Yeah, I mean, people still freak out about how good that game is, though.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into
thank you for
your
the
home.
follow, Datalorian. I appreciate it. Okay, I think that's good. My camera is a little bit off. So if you're like, why does everything look grainy or fuzzy? I just got a new camera. Like, it just came in yesterday, and I was like messing around with it last night, and I figured I'd keep it hooked up and just try to get in on it. Okay. So I have some adjustments to do, and I also have new lighting and like a new capture card and stuff coming in this weekend, hopefully before my next stream on Sunday. Alright, are we ready? Ugh, excuse me. To highlight this red. And then I have gold, and then I have a couple minor colors, and that's it. So we're going to see if we can't just get a whole bunch of stuff. We might spend the rest of the day just highlighting this red. But we'll see. We're using white gold. This is our red highlight. We're going to use this small brush. And we'll go ahead and start just on this front explorator door. These pieces also, let's see, I'll do this once. There we go. Magnetized. Gotta be careful. I don't want to chip the paint off, so I'm trying to wait until it's so it's all varnished and finished before I do that a lot. We're taking this white gold and we're just dragging it along corner edges here. It's going to give it this really nice, like, metallic look. The Power Fist looks really cool. I'm very much a fan of, like, the tactical class, but just having a Power Fist in the game is amazing, because they didn't have that in the first Space Marine. It was Chainsword, Power Axe, and Thunderhammer. Looking good. Thank you. Is that Grimonite? How you doing, man? Do the World Eaters have a chainsaw axe? In Space Marine, I don't know, but in lore they do. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they do in Space Marine. Welcome back, Gosu. Just starting on the red highlights. Probably not. There's the chaos side of multiplayer is very limited, at least for now, is what it seems like. What made you pick the Putrid and Evil Traitors Thousand Sons to play? Thousand Sons are my favorite Legion in Heresy. I was reading the Heresy books, and my favorite book ended up being Thousand Sons, because like they're nerdy dudes, but they're also like super powerful. 1-to-1, you know, their Marines are the strongest, and they're the ones that terrified Horus the most. But their story's really good, like having a tragedy, and I really liked Magnus. I thought he was really cool, so yeah, and their aesthetic's really good. Like the metallic red is really cool, even though it's more difficult to paint than a lot of the other legions, but yeah, just a ton of cool stuff about them. There's a lot of cool legions. A lot of the Space Marine legions are really neat, but it's the one that spoke to me. It's cool till he met the illiterate space puppies. Yeah, illiteracy will doom us all. Yeah, I have big problems with the Space Wolves, but it's more how GW writes Space Wolves in the lore, and how they're just like, they just get away with everything they want, because it's like GW is afraid of like making Space Wolf fans mad or something. It's really weird. And the Thousand Sons book really highlights that fact also. They'll add Horus Heresy skins. That'd be cool. Yeah. I wouldn't count on that, but I'm sure they'll have like the colors and stuff you want to make it. But getting some Mark IV armor. But you can't do Primaris with Mark IV armor. It doesn't work. Marines are glazed big time by GW. Yeah, Ultramarines not even as much anymore. Like, you know, 5th edition Ultramarines. Yeah, they were way overdone. You know, but GW has corrected that. Like, Ultramarines get smacked around a bunch. They actually lose fights, and then you have Space Wolves where it's like, yeah, there's this one sergeant, and he completely fools Magnus and makes him leave the planet, and they win. And it's just like that's what they do, like a full demon Primarch, just like some random Space Marines, like Lucas the Trickster. It's like, come on. Like Pranky McPrankface pranks a demon Primarch and just wins the day because of it. You got like Bart Simpson joining the Space Wolves, and GW is like, yeah, I'll allow it. No, they're definitely not going to do a Horus Heresy mode. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But I can, like, I see them using like colors for people to make their units look more like Horus Heresy stuff. But like, I don't think they're going to reskin to make like Mark IV, Mark V, Mark VI armor or like normal Marines, because it's all about Primaris stuff. They had those marks of armor in the first Space Marine game, but that's because they were using classic Space Marines, so it worked. The Space Marines use that kind of armor. Me enjoying Iron Warriors and Horus Heresy and Dark Angels and 40k, yeah. Yeah. Dinner time? Yeah, no problem. You're a Raptor. Thanks for joining, man. The only answer, they carried so hard. They did. When Purdy wasn't winning, he picked up his toys and went home. See if you're getting rid of the ever-growing pile of gray plastic. Yeah, the secret is you just paint it. The real secret is you have to make goals for yourself, whether they are big or little goals. I think the best one to do is you make like rewards for yourself, like not just like goals but rewards. So, you know, when I paint this box of minis, I will buy new minis, and that's when I buy new minis. So then you have a goal for yourself where you're like, man, I really want to buy that new stuff. Oh man, I have to hurry up and paint something. I've also heard like for every one mini you buy, you have to paint 2 minis. So, you know, that way you want to buy a box of 10 something, you got to paint 20 something, and then like that seems like a good way to stay on top of it. Yeah, the big thing I do also is I do not play with unpainted minis. So if I want to put a mini on the table, I have to paint it. And that's just how I operate, and it works really well for me because I get a lot of stuff painted. And you know, if I schedule my games out a week ahead or something, and I'm like, oh, I want to use something new, I'm gonna hurry up and paint that this week. Which this Land Raider is a bit of a product of that mindset, because we have a Horus Heresy kind of game day coming up. Gonna be playing 3 games of Horus Heresy all on the same day. Kind of like a tournament, but we're not calling it a tournament. I think it's just like a play through games. But I wanted to take some of this other stuff, and I was like, you know what? I have a Land Raider that's unpainted. I have a couple other minis, but I want to paint this Land Raider, and I want to paint my Xiphon. So you guys will see a Xiphon in Legion colors soon. But yeah, that's my way. Like, I want to field the minis, I want to paint them, and then like having those events or scheduling your games ahead is a really good motivator too, because I'm like, if, you know, I want to play it, I gotta paint it. Okay. Go through and we'll get these rivets. If they do, you have to paint a mini for me for free. If they don't, I'll commission you to do a squad. Okay, sure. 3 years to get a Horus Heresy game mode. No, yeah, they're not going to do that. So you're saying if you win the bet, I have to do work for free. If I win the bet, I still have to do work. Not the game mode. Okay. And okay, well then if we're going to do that, we got to clarify some things. I am sure the Chaos armor will have some Mark IV elements, because Chaos armor doesn't get the updates like the Marine armor. I am thinking Loyalist, Firstborn, Marines. Surgery, carrying horse through the heresy, yeah. Loyalist Mark IV armor. Sure, you gotta remind me of this though. I'm gonna forget this though. I don't know if these terms are super friendly to me though. If I lose, I work. If I win, I work. Get paid if you win. All right. So you're saying I can price the commission however I want, and you have to accept it, right? Love the Horus Heresy Dread. Yeah, the Heresy Dreads are great looking. I have 3 Dreadnoughts. I have a normal Contemptor, I have a Contemptor Osiren, and I have a Leviathan Dreadnought. I love them all. Alright, we got all the little weapons, the highlights on the red done. That was quick. Now it's time for the difficult part. Alright, get a quick stretch here. Okay. Let's do it. One side at a time here. It doesn't seem like it adds much at first, but Once you see it all together, it all makes sense. Wild question for TPD. Okay, what would you paint Inner Circle Canyon? Substituting them for Blade Guard for Blood Angels. Okay, hold on. What exactly is your question? What do you mean, what would I paint? Like, what colors would I paint them? What models would I use? Would I do it? Sorry, I'm not super clear on the question. A color scheme? I mean, if it were Blood Angels, I would probably do the red with is it blue helmets that they do for like their kind of assault class guys? No, Blood Angels use helmet colors to denote like different unit types. What's cool about the silvers, it's okay if I make a mistake on certain things, because it just looks like chipped paint. Don't have to worry about inside this little sponson well here as much. Flesh tears, yeah. Yeah, you have to be careful with the iconography. If you know, Dark Angels upgrade stuff, or Blood Angels upgrade stuff, you might be able to replace out some of the Dark Angels bits, but it might not be 100% either. This tread actually hasn't been too bad. The rivets will take us a few minutes. I have not had the pleasure of messing with that Inner Circle box yet. Fist armor yellow. The way to paint yellow, Dadalorian. I have not used this yet, so you know this is all secondhand information. But Imperial Fist yellow contrast paint is where it's at for yellow. Is everything I've heard. Because yeah, I've painted my fair share of Imperial Fists, and I do not care to paint yellow. Really laid back, so I'm using some of my Dark Angel stuff for Blood Angel. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, most places shouldn't care about that. I think if people care about that, they're kind of like salty old gamers that probably struggle to find a game anyway. It's normal folks, but okay. rivets. And then that's it for this track side. Rivets are going to take a few moments. Put a little dot, the silver, over each one. Okay. You can see how that's highlighted. Sorry again, it's footage is really grainy, but that's before. And that's after. So you can see that difference. The red I use, Test Slime. I base coat my minis in Vallejo Metal Color Gold. Then I spray coat. This is AK Interactive Clear Red. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend AK Interactive Clear Red. Use Blood Angels Red or Citadel Corn Red, which is a clear red. Use one of those to get your color, but it's a clear red over a metallic. And Metal Color Gold by Vallejo is a very what do you call it? Desaturated gold. Very desaturated. So you just get like a hint of warmth in there. So yeah, that's what I put, and then it ends up getting a black wash. And sorry. After the red is down, it gets a varnish. A matte varnish is what's on here currently to help the painting experience, is basically what that is. So there's a matte varnish, and then it gets a black wash, and now I'm highlighting with Pro Acryl white gold. I'm ready to see how he looks in red. Yeah. I have a finished tank here too. I have my Spartan sitting next to me, but I can go grab a Marine or two. They're just in a different room. Just a minute. Let's complete the circle here. Across the top. So I have like a stopping point. Okay. So Tesla, here is, let me put the sponson back on it. Oh, and he fell out. This is my finished Spartan. So I do have a this is the Marine Gunner. And again, I'm sorry for the camera. It's a little off. Lighting is a little off on things right now. But this is, I ended up putting a satin varnish over the Mini. And there's some weathering with some weathering powder on it as well. But there it is without any work. But this was a different clear red I used. But that's the Spartan. The weathering powder I use is actually from Huge Miniatures. It's their weathering powder, their sand. And funny enough, let's see, it's this stuff. So I've been using this for about 2 years now, but I actually just got an affiliate with them. So if I hit this exclamation point huge, you can order from their website and you get a discount. I think you get a discount. I think there's a discount code in there. Is Twitch just randomly switching to other streams? I heard that happening to someone yesterday, Raja. Yeah. I don't like the gun coloring, but the tanks look insane. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I like the white. The white casing looks good, in my opinion, on Thousand Suns. They kind of like their white gun casing. I'll be back in just a second. I'll grab a normal Marine for you to look at, Tesla. Alright, so I have a couple minis. This is a normal... Hold on a second. Mark 6 Space Marine here, Tactical Marine, with his bolter. That's normal one. This is Praetor. His giant Paragon blade. This sword is huge. But this is the Praetor mini. This is actually the mini from the Age of Darkness box with some extra bits. So I 3D printed a plasma pistol, an Aether Fire plasma pistol. He's got a rubric head, 3D printed sword, a couple little scrolls and stuff. Yeah. So this blade is a Paragon blade. It is huge, yeah. But it's like a two-handed sword, basically. That's like, you know, extra special, almost power sword level. But yeah, this is the Praetor. And then I also brought, I need to zoom back just a little bit here. My Leviathan. So this is the Leviathan. I love this dreadnought. Yeah. I painted this dude in a day. Like, he was assembled and then... Yeah, I primed and base coated and painted this dude in a day. Like, everything was finished in like a 24-hour period. It was wild. Yeah. So, yeah, this is my favorite dreadnought too. Yeah, the Leviathan dreadnought. So, yeah, I got some cool minis. They're old. No, so these are the newer, the Heresy era like Marines, the new stuff. Yeah, these are all mine. Yep. My Thousand Suns army is my own. Right at the Brutalis. You know, the Leviathan Dreadnought is a comparable size to the Redemptors, because I have both and I have measured them both up against each other, and they're both very similar in size. So yeah, you very well can substitute one for the other. Not do a crappy highlight here. This will be covered. How's the Primarch look? I'm not gonna go up and get Magnus today, but there are pictures of Magnus on my Discord. But Magnus, I spent more time assembling Magnus than I spend on most minis in total between assembly and painting. In all, I spent about 40 hours assembling and painting Magnus's mini, which is more than I've spent on anything else I've ever done. It's a fantastic mini, though. I'm always concerned he's gonna break. Always a little nervous about that, but yeah, he's a big nerd. He is he's what's his name from The Simpsons? You guys remember the bit? Man, what is that? The guy that plays like the Arnold Schwarzenegger character, and they're like filming a movie, and they're like, it's like the Revenge of the Nerds movie. You're like, what's your name, nerd? And he's like, my name is Albert Puny-Meyer. And and he takes the one guy and he picks him up and just shoves him through the other guy's chest. He's got like glasses and like a pocket protector in. That's Magnus. He's like, nerds will inherit the earth. Yep. An amazing scene. It's like my favorite scenes from the favorite scene from The Simpsons, from any Simpsons episode. That's it. Magnus did nothing wrong, right? You're welcome to stay. Rainier Wolfcastle. Yes, that's who it was. I kept thinking it was like Wolf something. Wolf. I couldn't remember it. Yeah, the Rainier Wolfcastle. Nerds will inherit the earth. That character has a ton of quotable moments. Like one thing.
First of all, let me take just a moment.
Bishop,
to
thank you for the
allowing
follow.
me back into your home.
One quote I'm always saying. I don't know why, but I always find myself saying this one is whenever I'm sitting down, like we have to get up and start dinner. It's like, all right, like up and at 'em, and I'm like, up and at 'em, up and at 'em. It's just like yelling it. He's like filming the was it Atom Man or whatever, the oh, I can't remember, the superhero film. He keeps saying he never says it properly. Old man life yelling catchphrase. That's what I do, man. That was my childhood, was just yelling catchphrases. Before we had memes, it was just quoting Family Guy back and forth at each other. That was humor for my generation. It is true, yeah. The googles, they do nothing. The goggles, they do nothing. Yeah, his eyes are like melting because it's like real acid. Family Guy, Simpsons, South Park, Futurama, yeah, all that stuff. Chappelle's Show. Mad TV and SNL. I think we just quote shows to each other. That's how we existed. CP base sizes? Everyone's on 35 mil or 50 mil. Just saying. Okay. Hey, I'd try it. It's tomorrow, right? You want chill? I'll try a game of MCP. Should I make a list? Just choose a bunch of superheroes, right? Okay, sweet. We got that done. Let's get the Have a good one. All right. See you, Gosu. Have a good one, man. Dave Chappelle's awesome. Yeah, here in Germany. Yeah. Used to love that show. Anybody remember Dave Chappelle from The Nutty Professor? You guys remember that movie? Ask about the Dark Eldar. I told him to leave alone. Why? Dark Eldar are super cool. Dark Eldar have the best looking minis of any of the 40k ranges. They have the best miniature range. It's not right for the whatever. I was like, someone's just scared of getting beat by Dark Eldar. It sounds like to me. That's what I'm hearing, at least. %, got into the Dark Eldar because of their actual miniature line, though. They did that revamp back in 5th edition. It's unbelievably cool minis. Yeah, and their lore isn't like... Their lore is not that much worse than anything else in 40k. It's basically they've learned to survive by feeding off the pain of others. And they also think they're better than everybody, so it just becomes this combo of like... They have a lot of fun surviving. Like, you know, we like fried chicken. Fried chicken gives us sustenance. Maybe not the healthiest food, but... You know, if we fed directly off of killing the chicken, not just like, you know, making it taste delicious and eating it, I'm sure our society would be a lot different toward chickens. Of the chicken kept our souls from going to God would devour them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, yeah, they're super evil, but they, you know, that's how they've learned to exist.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey, BC Maze. welcome. Thank you so much for the sub. You guys are kind of on it this month. I actually have to post up our actual sub goal, because we do have a sub goal this month that I have neglected. I got distracted with the new camera yesterday, but yeah, we're gonna try to get the painting wipe back on stream. Gotta hit the sub goal to do that. You're doing good. Definitely on track. I like the Harlequins more. Yeah, Harlequins are super cool. I love Harlequins.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey, Dadalorian, thank you so much for the sub, man. I appreciate that. One step closer. I'll look up how many subs I got for the month, and I'll put that into the tally. That'll all go toward, you know, let's stream with the painting wife. We used to do it quite often. Kind of fell out of it, but she would join us every month if we hit the goal. And streams with the painting wife are super fun. They're hilarious. She's super funny and awkward, and she'll paint minis or draw pictures or whatever stream decides. So good time. Octul's modeling kits. How are you? Hey, welcome. Joining us on YouTube. How are you doing? I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube right now, so wondering who's talking. How are you doing? I'm doing great. We're just working on this this Land Raider here, getting highlights on the reds.
I believe every day's a good day when you
Well, dang! Thank you for the sub. Thank you so much for the sub. That Tesla, people gifting subs, or is that Tesla just subbing? Appreciate it, man, helping us get to that goal. Hey, thank you for the compliment, Octals. I appreciate it. Are you in the hobby? It sounds like you do modeling kits. You like historical stuff or anything in particular? What are you up to? BC, yeah, there are quite a few of us who are getting the game. I'm starting to play on Monday. I'm not buying an extra like early release copy, but I'll be streaming the game. So we'll be doing a couple streams at least of playing Space Marine, which I'm really excited to do. It is cross-platform. What Legion will you be skinning? In Space Marine, I think I'm gonna make a Blood Ravens skin, because Blood Ravens are cool. I think that's all I'll be running around with. I think there is like a video game channel, right? And there are some Discord chat channels if people want to meet up just through Discord, via Discord, and hang out that way. I don't have a specific Space Marine channel. I don't really plan on making one. But yeah, if you jump in the Discord, I'm sure you can post on there and find people in the community that'll be playing. It's not too hard to find people to play with. Mostly wood, plastic, and diamond dots. Interesting. Okay. That's crazy. Do you happen to have like photos or like an Instagram or something where you post your work or anything, or is it just like you just kind of keep it? I feel like you got to have something if your whole screen name mentions modeling, right? You do lives. Oh, cool. Very cool. Give you a thumbs up. I appreciate that. That just via like YouTube? You do live on YouTube? Rage Goofy. What? What? Okay, let's not have a sissy fight here between the Blood Angels and Dark Angels. All right, guys. YouTube and Twitch. Oh, cool. All right. One of us. Third Legion myself. Is that Emperor's Children? You can do like classic, like purple and gold, or are you doing like more chaosy colors? That's Third Legion, right? Yeah, they're Third Legion. I just painted some Emperor's Children. I'm actually painting more Emperor's Children soon. Try to do this Votan commission. Your classic, nice, very nice. Well, and there's a Space Marine chapter. I think they're called the Sons of the Phoenix. Somehow they are a Imperial Fist successor, but they do purple and gold. Definitely not Emperor's Children successor chapter. No one should be thinking that. Even though they do act like they're better than everybody else. Strive to have perfection in everything they do. They're definitely not Emperor's Children. Okay, let's go a little bit more here. Let's try to get around angle to do this. So this front area. You're wondering why there's no front end on this Mini, it's because it's magnetized. In Horus Heresy, this model makes 2 different variants of Land Raider.
First of all,
One is called a Proteus, one is called a Proteus Explorator. And Explorator is like a reconnaissance Land Raider. The front end is actually enclosed. Yeah, it's more of like a scout vehicle, which is really cool. And thank you for the follow, Pavel. Welcome. Or Pavel. It's pretty difficult getting this right here, but we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. Still have to go through and get all the rivets But we're not even at 1 o'clock. And we only have one more major-ish color to highlight, and then we're on to a couple small colors. Then we're going to get transfers, and we're going to kind of see where we are. For transfers. Or better yet, I may do the transfers first. I'll do gold first, just so we know we have major colors done. Then I'll do transfers. And then we'll do these other colors, because then if I have time, hopefully the transfers dry a little bit. I could do a little bit of weathering. Good cat. Are white scars cool in Heresy? White scars are always cool, but yes, white scars are definitely cool in Heresy. The Khan is a beast. Like, everybody forgets about him, but he's just like better than everybody. Like, he's just constantly beating the crap out of Mortarion. And Mortarion's like freaking out. He's like, man, I'm trying to be nice to you. And then like throws a punch. And the Khan just like blocks it and like caves his face in. Where is he in the lore? What do you mean, where is he? Oh, he's in the warp. Yeah, like right now in the 40k time. He went into the warp. He's the goodest bad boy. Okay. Time to get 10,000 rivets. People are chatting. I'll get to you guys in a second. Haven't forgot about you. Okay. Finishing a supercar kit. That's really cool, Octals. What kind of kit? Left me a sub. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. What all do you do? So I paint miniatures for war games, and I am a full-time commission painter. So so people send me minis, they pay me, and I paint their miniatures for them. And I also happen to stream, and I also play all of these games. So I play Warhammer 40k, Horus Heresy, I play the Old World, Warhammer the Old World, I play Middle-earth, SPG, Star Wars Armada, Star Wars Legion, a lot of different games. I'm sure there's one or two I'm forgetting in there. But I collect minis for them, I paint minis, I love to paint minis. And yeah, I just enjoy it. It's been my hobby since I was a kid. Kind of all in now, so kind of my life at this point. Surprise lore matchup between Emperor's Children and White Scars. each other thematically. Perfection, but in very different forms. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, White Scars end up fighting Death Guard a bunch. I think that ends up being their
I believe every day's a good day when you think
big thing. Whoa, hold on. Who I think it is?
it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your mind.
Studio J7 and friends, welcome everybody. How you guys doing? Welcome in. Chad Wokey, Texas Wargamer. Mr. J7, how are you doing today? How's your day been going? Is this early time for you to stop streaming, or you're still normally streaming at this point, aren't you? Welcome. Guys, if you don't already, go follow Studio J7. He is a legend in these parts. Super great guy. Great streamer, fantastic painter. So, definitely worth the follow, worth checking out if you don't already. Doing well. Thursday is day stream. Okay. Only one I do. Gotcha. I have a hard enough time following my own schedule. Dark Angel, what would I say to someone who is new to the hobby? Have fun and take your time. That's probably the biggest thing. Find things that are cool. Don't try to find things that are good in the game, because you're not going to enjoy yourself if you're just trying to find like the meta things in the game. That's like the ticket to not enjoying yourself, is just trying to metagame everything. So find a faction that is that interests you, and something that has like cool lore, and that's basically all it takes to enjoy the hobby. Read books about it, read up on wikis and stuff. Yeah. Hey, Flotsam. Yeah, J7's the man. Thank you so much for the raid, Studio J7. Guys, again, go follow him. If you don't already. I don't know if I got a mod that I can give a shout out or not, but do what you like, not what is good. Exactly. This is a Proteus pattern Land Raider, and the front end is missing and magnetized. I have the Explorer front that is magnetized, and then I have the regular front here. I'm trying not to put them on and everything right now, because I'm just making sure that thanks, Zen, that I'm not gonna like scrape up paint before I varnish these minis and everything. But I can make this either Land Raider. Hey, Zombie Bunny, what's up? Start Horsehair series after reading Eisenhorn novel. I have 10 books so far. That's quite a bit. That's a tiny, barely scratching the surface, but that's awesome. You got that looking like metal. So this is a clear red over a it's Vallejo metal color gold, which is very desaturated gold. Put a clear red over it. I washed down with some black, and then I highlighted with Procro white gold. I just did like that edge highlight, which I just finished. So it's got like kind of a nice like metallic reflection and edge to it. And I'm sorry if my camera's a little wonky, guys. I just got a new camera and lens, and so I'm trying to figure out kind of all the little ins and outs with it. So come back another day, the camera should be looking a little better. We're going into highlighting gold after I get a drink of water here. I think that's good water. Yeah, almost like a candy-like paint. Yep. That's kind of the goal. That's how Thousand Suns roll in the Heresy. I appreciate that, Anthony. Thank you. Yeah, the lens arrived yesterday. And I was like, well, I'll see. I'll mess around with it a little bit and kind of see how I like it. And then I just kept going with it. And then last night I had it like looking really good. It's not looking as good now for some reason, but I have lights coming in today. New lighting. So we're going to try to use some new lighting to help everything look even better. So it's, yeah, a lot of different things that I'm doing. Yeah, Zombie Bunny, I'm doing great. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Some contrast, but I haven't seen it get this solid coat of red. Yeah, airbrush. The airbrush is the key. What I used here is AK Interactive Clear Red. I don't recommend it. The reason, and I think I might use it some more, but I don't think I'm gonna buy any more bottles of it. I'm gonna try to find another substitute. My original color was Tamiya Clear Red X27. It's the paint. Tamiya Clear Red is super toxic and like really not good for you. So, you know, like my whole house would fill with the smell of this paint when I would airbrush with it, even with like ventilation and all the proper things. So I decided to find something new. The AK stuff had the best color match to the Tamiya, but wasn't toxic. You know, just an acrylic paint. So I was like, perfect. It's great. Well, I found out the hard way that even if you varnish over this AK paint, it bleeds through the varnish and through paint. So it's a real struggle. Like, it reactivates. It's really strange. So it's a struggle to paint over this in different ways. And it's not the end of the world. But the bleeding is a problem. So yeah, I kind of decided, like, I don't know if I'll continue with this. I would recommend, if you, like, you don't have to have this exact shade. There's dozens, like literally dozens of clear red paints out there. I would recommend Citadel Corn Red. It's a clear, because Citadel makes clear paints. I don't know if you guys knew that. I didn't know that. Corn Red is a clear red paint that looks really good and applies really well. The key is just, if you're doing airbrush, thin coats, really thin coats. Make sure the coat's dry. You'll need a couple coats using clear paints. Or you can just do something like Blood Angels Red, and Blood Angels Red will get you like a one coat cover. That'll be really easy. It'll get you kind of something similar. So, all right, we got those. Get these little rivets, and then we'll go through and we'll get the bigger gold parts. But nothing else on these miniatures has gold, so it's just the chassis here of the tank. Waiting on my airbrush paints. Nice. But airbrushing's really nice. I don't know what I would do without my airbrush at this point. Larkin, you make some food? Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for the raid, and you have a wonderful day, J7. If you don't hop back on, hope you have a great rest of your day. Any plastic spoons? Super good for detail. Yeah, they are. They are, Chad Wokey. Yep. Plastic spoons are just, yeah, little knick-knack things. Spare bits are also good. Corn Red is one of the base coats. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. It is not Corn Red. It is Angron Red. Angron Red is the color. I have it right here. It's an air color, but it's a clear red. That's the stuff. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you, Texas Wargamer. I don't use Citadel paints. I use some of their contrast and like washes, but that's about it. So I'm not like, I'm never super good at like memorizing Citadel paints, but Angron Clear Red is the color, not Corn Red. You got a plastic box of spoons, or a box of plastic spoons, yeah, just for that reason. Nice. Yeah. I do not like their air paints either. But that Corn Red, it's a clear paint and it's good. I have tried that out. I did a lot of testing on what was the clear red I was going to use to replace my Tamiya red. And Corn Red was nice. The color hue was different. That was my only issue. Was it was a different hue of red. Not like significantly so, but there were other colors that were closer matches, so didn't make the cut. I'm using Pro-Acryl Shining Gold here, or Rich Gold. Sorry, Rich Gold, not Shining Gold. Pro-Acryl Rich Gold. Applying kind of a layer here, avoiding some of the recessed areas. Coming back with bright gold, hitting some more raised areas, and then another highlight, or the bright gold might just be our highlight. Depends on how we're feeling. Yeah, I did bring down a couple. I have a couple Thousand Suns with me, like finished minis. That was showing off. Right, that's not even in frame, is it? Here, let me zoom out a little bit. There, now we at least got the whole tank in frame. I have about, I mean, it's pushing 7,000 points. I haven't, like, actually figured out all the points worth of Thousand Suns I have, but somewhere over 6, probably under 7,000 points worth of Thousand Suns. I feel like I'm just starting to get into the army too, because there's so much for the Horus Heresy that you can like collect, and the army lists are so vast that just so much. Horus Heresy has more style to it. It does. No, I get what you're saying. $40K seems like almost like your themes are very locked in, and the way you build armies and the way the game plays, there's not as much like variety in the game. It's very, very simplified. And it's hard to get a lot of like character out of what you're doing. Horus Heresy is very much the opposite. Profile background, sexy Mongolian mini. What? What's going on here? $40K is a cartoon. Horus Heresy is like the old 90s anime. Yeah. Like the serious older brother of 40K, right? Okay. No other weapons or anything have gold on them, so we're gonna grab some bright gold. Side note, do you have any clue on how you would paint stone to look like diorite? I don't know what that is. Sorry. I have urges to paint new Nid Army octopus style. That's kind of cool. I am sure that there is a super interesting way to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would do it. Finish this gold and get some transfers out. What we'll do. Try to our last two little colors afterwards, which are just on the weapon sponsons. Dark gray, light bronze.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me
Hey,
back into your
Octo,
home.
thank you so much for the follow. Or for the, yeah, for the follow. I appreciate it. I see you there. Out of curiosity. Uh-oh. Is that okay? Okay, yeah, I have no idea. No idea.
Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees.
Whoa, hey. Ender fan. Thank you so much for the bits, man. How you doing? Unexpected and very welcome. So thank you so much. Dalmatian looking rock. Okay. Interesting. Wouldn't want to paint it. I know a lot of people do the what is like that crab, the coconut crab color scheme on Tyranid. That was really big for a while. I don't know if people still do that or not, but it seemed like everybody was painting Tyranids with a coconut crab style paint scheme. And orcs on beaches? I don't remember that one. Coconut crabs are no joke. Okay. I guess it would be appropriate that Tyranids would be painted in such a manner then. Shouldn't be joking about Tyranids either. Okay. Simple highlight on the gold. Now we need to get a couple things. Put this back. And I'm gonna grab a couple things. So I will be back. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. Okay, and then we'll be back doing
let me take just a moment to thank you.
doing transfers on these tanks. So give me about 5 minutes. I'm gonna get some supplies I need, and then we'll be back doing that. Alright, I'm back. Let's transfers here. So, let's take a look at the sheet. Our somewhat well used transfer sheet here.
First of all,
so,
let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your home.
Hey, AstroSynth and 71 Wayne, thank you guys for the follow. Thank you so much. We are putting some transfers here. I think some of these are really nice. I think these two down here would be nice on either door. Would those fit? No, those won't fit. Okay, we need something a little smaller. Darn. Let's see, would that work? Maybe this plain one here. These two. And then we can do a nice gold like winged thing. Front there, that might work. Or maybe we just stick with these plain gold ones. Now for Warhammer Macragge Honor Plastic. Oh, cool. Very cool. AstroSynth, how are you doing today? And welcome to the stream. And we'll put a couple more symbols on some different minis. But I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with those transfers. So these big ones right here. This little glare so I know where I'm cutting. Doing good. That's good to hear. All right, first one cut out. We're gonna cut these out and then we'll. Dunk them in water afterwards, and then I need this small one right here. Since we have that surface, let's put this white winged transfer on that. And let's start with those 4. How about that? Do the 4 transfers. You okay to show me the Land Raider? What chapter? Yeah, so here's the Land Raider.
It's cold. Now that's what I call high quality H2O.
Oh, and Chad Wokey, of course. I will take a drink of water. Series streams time. I shall love you and leave you. Okay, all right, Chad Wokey. Well, you have a great day. So this is the Land Raider. It is a Heresy era Proteus pattern Land Raider. It is magnetized in the front to fit either your classic doors, magnets there, or the front end to make it a Proteus Explorer. So these are the 2 options, and then I also have the weapon sponsons, both painted. If you want a finished example, I have a Land Raider Spartan sitting next to me. I was using as my example. So this guy he's smaller than the Spartan, but yeah, this is the Spartan. I have let's see. This is just a basic Marine. My camera needs a lot of adjustment, so forgive the awful camera quality. We're working on it. Yes, they do carry Space Marines. Yep. All variants do. The Explorer pattern doesn't have the front door. But it has the side doors, and the Proteus pattern, the Explorer pattern, the one with this one right here, it carries 8 Marines and is not an assault transport. The this one I think carries 12 Marines, or 6 Terminators, and you can charge when you jump out the front of it. The big Spartan that I showed you, that's already done, that one holds up to I think 26 Space Marines. It's just like straight transportation space. It's great. Complicated lunch day: rice, sesame seeds, peanuts, and fried chili oil. Nice. You know, I made a stir fry last night, and we tried to make really healthy-ish stir fry. Instead of noodles for the stir fry, we made spaghetti squash, and I made a peanut sauce for it that was really good. I was really excited about that. I use this MarkFit. MarkFit's a decal solution. What it does is you put it on the model, you put the transfer on, then you cover the transfer with it. It dissolves the plastic backing while leaving the ink or pigment on, so it makes the transfers look like they're painted. So I'm going to try that with this. Hopefully not get any like air bubble situations or anything, but that's what we're going to do. So we're letting these transfers sit in the water for a minute, and then I am going to take this MarkFit. Again, you put it on the spot first. Cheap, but it tastes good. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. MarkFit here. Turn this around. Big ones can be difficult to get off. Come on now. Gotta get it started. Okay. Just need to adjust a little bit. Hopefully I can. We're going to saturate it with some water. There we go. Let's move it right into a perfect spot. Dry off the surface. One of the things we want to do.
Thank you for allowing me back into your home.
Hey, Biffas. Biffas? Welcome in. Want to get air bubbles out from under this thing. Using our brush, and we're just working from the inside out. Because air bubbles are not our friend here. But looks like we did a pretty good job there. So we're gonna let that dry for a minute, and then we're going to put more MarkFit over it. So next thing we're doing, getting this guy, but first this other transfer in there to start soaking. It's coming right off. Yep, Microset and Microsol are other products, yeah. When I originally got this stuff, I was looking for Microset and Microsol, and the store I went to, someone pointed out they didn't carry that, but they carried MarkFit. And so I got MarkFit, and I like it a lot. I've never tried the Microsol Microset. One of the things I like about MarkFit, though, is just one product. One product, one bottle. That's all you have to get out. So it's pretty nice and easy in that sense. Okay, that's pretty even. Just my old like dry brush paper towel. Again, we're just wanting to get it flat on the surface. No air bubbles. What we're looking for. Okay. This other transfer, stick it in there. We'll get this other one out. Put it right.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing
Carl
me back into your home.
Jr., 1979. Welcome, man. Are you a fan of Carl's Jr.? Or just a coincidence? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? A lot of new faces coming in. I hope you guys are doing really well. Let me know if you're in the hobby, what armies you collect, what games you play. I love hearing about what people are up to. Careful with. Slightly off, isn't it? All right. Okay, that's really good. That off, and real quick, let's just do this. Cover these guys in our mark fit here. Start dissolving down that adhesive. Maybe has a sprue recycling program in the UK. Yes, I did. I was really wishing they would expand that to the US somehow. But yeah, instead I put stuff in our recycling. I don't think normal recycling takes high impact polystyrene though. So kind of like, well, I'll do it anyway and see if it helps. Big transfers are really annoying to put on. I'm also worried because with this red that I'm using, it has a problem with reactivating. Don't want it to reactivate, especially while I'm putting transfers. It's a big no-no. Nice and smooth. Cool. Put some mark fit on this guy, and I think we're done with the transfers. At least for now. I might end up putting another coat of mark fit on these, but looks good. Simple transfers, but they look good. We got the symbols and things we want, so I am happy. I have a few minutes to spare. Try to get these other colors. Keep you out. Tweezers away. Right. And yeah, let's get to it. Times you go live. I go live at 10 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday through Thursday. For paint streams, regular paint streams. Usually it's commission painting. Sometimes it's my own stuff like today. And also Sunday nights at 9 p.m. We do a Sunday night stream. And that's pretty much always me painting something of my own. This next week or so, maybe next couple weeks, I'm going to be streaming on some off hours, some evenings for me, and that's basically to play Space Marine 2 with some friends and everything. So that's going to be like video games and stuff. It's not going to be painting, but yeah, I stream painting 4 days a week. If that's something you're interested in watching, those are the times. And I've said it's just a couple times, but we got a new camera just yesterday. New camera and lens came in, so I am figuring out my process with it. I know it's not perfect. Definitely some issues to work out and everything with it, so should have a much nicer viewing experience. Hopefully by Sunday. My Sunday stream should be a lot nicer. Simple on the highlight there. What we're gonna do after this color for today is a little highlight bronze pieces, little coils on these las cannons. I'll have some weathering and stuff I'll do through the weekend once we get the transfers settled. Otherwise, this guy's done. All the hard work is done. I tell you guys about that bleeding the paint does. I want you to look at this. Can you guys see it? Can you see the bleeding, the red bleeding through everything? It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I'm in the US. Yes. My current time zone is Eastern Daylight Time. Or EDT. We're in Kentucky. Oh, cool. Very nice. Yep, I'm in Ohio. You were born in Ohio? Oh, nice. All right. Also, born and raised in Ohio. Lived here my whole life. All right. That is done. What I am going to have to do... Gosh, that's so bad. So bad. Let me see. Just mixing. That's all it's doing. Yeah, don't use this AK stuff. This is probably my last time using this paint. I am not happy with that. Staining the train. Oh, this one's so bad. Look at this. Oh, it's hard to see. I'm going to take a photo and I'm going to show you guys. You guys will see this. That's terrible. All right. Well, that's awesome, Octals. All right. So, 10 years in Kentucky. All right, man. Well, Octals, hopefully I see you around, man. And,
it's cold.
Ponator, I'm definitely going to hydrate.
And that's what I call
I'm going to call this stream
H2O.
there after I take this drink of delicious water. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. I will be seeing you all Sunday evening with hopefully a little better video. Get some new lighting and stuff coming in, so hopefully I'll have things settled. But you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. I will see you all Sunday night. Bye, everybody.